You've been told that to get a woman to chase you, you have to play games. You have to manipulate her attention, pull back, act busy, wait hours to reply. But what if the complete opposite is true? What if chasing is a natural response women have around a certain type of man? Not because he plays games, but because he carries an energy she simply doesn't want to lose. Because, here's the part people rarely admit out loud, women don't fall for the mystery. They fall for the man who makes them feel something they haven't felt in a long time: safety, excitement, and the sense that he knows exactly who he is. And if you think it's too late for you, or that you're just not that guy, just stay with me. There's a reason this works even if you're older, introverted, or starting over. For a long time, I honestly believed I had to chase. I thought affection was something you earned through sheer persistence. So I chased hard. I texted first. I planned everything. I tried to impress. And every single time, the result was the same. The more I tried, the more distant she became. I remember one woman in particular, someone I really liked. I did everything right. I matched her energy. I showed interest. I didn't play games. And yet, somehow I became predictable, too available, too easy to read. And just like that, she slowly drifted away. Then one day something finally clicked. It wasn't because I found some secret trick. It was because I finally understood a simple truth about attraction that I had ignored my whole life. A truth that flipped everything on its head. Since then, the entire dynamic changed for me. Women started leaning in more, texting first, asking when they'd see me again. Not because I became cold, but because I became grounded. And that's why I want to show you how to make a woman chase you without pretending, without withdrawing, and without losing your soul in the process. Let's start with the first and most powerful pillar, the halo of presence. A woman chases a man whose presence feels rare. Not his looks, not his status, his presence. Presence is when you listen like you actually care. It's when you speak from a grounded place instead of scrambling to impress. It's when you're not trying to fill every moment of silence, because silence doesn't scare you. You've probably been on a date where you caught yourself overthinking every single word. That frantic, nervous energy. Women feel it instantly. Not because they're judging you, but because it signals one thing: you're not centered. Presence is magnetic because it communicates emotional self-control. It says, I'm here, I'm steady, and nothing about this moment threatens me. That's the kind of man a woman wants to understand, and eventually pursue. But presence is just the beginning. Next up is the boundary signal. Here's a truth most men never hear growing up. A woman chases a man who signals that he values himself. Not in a loud, ego-driven way, but with a quiet confidence that says, I respect my time and energy. Boundaries are that signal. And I'm not talking about setting harsh rules or ultimatums. I'm talking about very simple behaviors. You don't drop your entire life the moment she texts. You don't respond instantly to every message if you're genuinely busy. You don't rearrange your whole schedule to be more convenient for her than she ever asked for. You do this not as a strategy, but as a lifestyle. Boundaries show that you have a life she needs to fit into, not a void that she needs to fill. And this creates what psychologists call healthy tension. The kind of tension that makes her lean in, because she senses you are a man with structure, and she wants to be part of it. This brings us to the third pillar, the warm edge paradox. This is where so many guys get it wrong. They hear the word boundaries and think they need to become distant, cold, or detached. But the men women actually chase aren't cold. They're warm with an edge. Warm enough to make her feel safe. Edged enough to make her feel intrigue. Warmth is your kindness, your attention, your ability to see her beyond the surface. The edge is your independence, your standards. Your ability to walk away from anything that isn't aligned with who you are. Think of it like a fire. Too cold and nothing ignites. Too hot and everything just burns out. Women chase the man who makes them feel seen, but also slightly challenged. Not because you're withholding affection, but because you're not acting like her affection is your oxygen. That balance is rare and rarity is attractive. And that leads us to the final crucial pillar, the gravity of purpose. Attraction thrives on motion. A woman chases a man who is already moving, who is building, growing, pursuing something bigger than the relationship itself. Purpose is gravity. It pulls people in. You don't need to be a millionaire or a famous entrepreneur. Your purpose can be your fitness, your craft, your career, your personal growth, or even just finding your own peace. When a woman sees that you're driven by something deeper, she naturally orients herself around that energy. Because purpose gives her something to admire, something to trust, something to join. And here's the part most men miss. When you prioritize your purpose, you don't become unavailable. You become unforgettable. So let's just zoom out for a moment. The whole world taught you that to make a woman chase you, you have to pull away, act too cool, or starve her of attention. But none of that actually creates connection. It just creates confusion. Women don't chase mystery. They chase meaning, presence, boundaries, warmth, with an edge, purpose. Those are the 4 pillars that shift the entire dynamic. These aren't tricks, they're about alignment. This isn't about playing games, it's about personal growth. And maybe that's the biggest shift of all. You don't make a woman chase you by pretending to be someone else. You make her chase you by becoming someone she's genuinely drawn to. Someone steady, someone intentional, someone with direction. If this changed how you see attraction, tell me in the comments which one of these pillars hit you the hardest. And make sure to subscribe and stay close, we're just getting started.